Okay, this is Reflection Objective 6, and this is the lab that we did where you walked around from table to table, and you had two mirrors that were taped together in the back, and we had them sitting at different angles all around the lab, and you had to stick your face between the mirrors and count how many faces you have. So for this particular equation here, this equation, N is the number of faces that you saw in the mirror. Theta is the angle that the mirrors were at. And then 360 degrees is just 360 degrees, a full circle there. So the equation is your number of faces times the angle should give you 360 degrees. So I might ask you a question like, if I place a mirror at 40 degrees, how many faces would you see? And then ask you to solve for it. So let's say that we have an angle of 90 degrees, and I want to know how many faces you would have. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in N times 90 equals 360. Now you could grab out a calculator if you want, but how many times does 90 degrees go into 360? If you're looking at a circle, right, and you have 0, 90, 180, 270, 360, how many times does 90 degrees go into 360? Well, you should be able to see that. And we're going to go ahead and divide by 90 on both sides. And so we get 4. Why don't you go ahead and try it for an angle of 24 degrees. Pause the video and see if you can figure it out. You should have gotten 15 faces. So ask yourself, as the angle gets smaller and smaller, what happens to the number of images? Well, as that angle goes down, the number of images goes up. So you see, if you've got your angle here going from, let's say, 0 to 360, and you've got your number of faces, your number of images going from 0 to infinity, or whatever the number is, as the angle is going down, so as we're going this way, the number of faces is going this way. And so it actually ends up making a nice curve like you should have found in class when we graphed this, and it's a nice little curve like this that shows you as the angle gets smaller and smaller, the number of images gets closer and closer to infinity.